Hey, guess what? She slept through the night. Like, I didn't think this would happen so soon. She's 2 months old, and this is probably a fluke, let's be honest. But I was just like waiting for that moment. I felt like she was going longer stretches without having to interrupt herself to wake up and feed. And I'm like, I feel like if I just feed her enough through the day and make sure she like safeguards her naps, she might be able to kind of like sleep longer so I'm not interrupted as much in the night. And I don't know, maybe she was just like extremely tired from our family dinner thing yesterday. Joe actually woke me up with her and I was like, oh, is he bringing her to me in the middle of the night at like 3 in the morning or something? But it was 6 a.m. guys. I'm not that recovered and that refreshed because it was a late night for me too. We came home from the dinner and I felt like I had to still clean, even though I just wanted to leave everything there and just go to sleep. And then I have to cook this morning because I'm gonna go over to my friend Senna's place and she just had her baby. And girl, I know how it is when you just have your baby. Being a chef, people like probably thought, oh, like I feel intimidated cooking for you. Like I had a meal train going on for me and a lot of people go, oh, I didn't know what to cook for you, I didn't know what to cook. Anything, okay? When someone is postpartum, anything is good. Anything where you don't have to use your brain capacity to think about what to feed you yourself and your family is excellent, is 100%. And so I didn't even ask her what she wanted. I decided, because I have like limited time and you know, I'm still not functioning well, I decided to make chicken teriyaki. And if I have time, I'm just gonna add some stuff to make it into like a bowl. So I just cooked rice this morning. Last night I did some food prep. So I actually made my teriyaki sauce last night when I got home. It was like so much cooking yesterday and I still decided to cook some more when I got home. But first, coffee. I also made a sriracha lime mayo sauce so that she can use it as a rice bowl topping if she wants. But I don't know, some people don't eat spicy when they're breastfeeding. So I just added a little sriracha and she can choose to use it or not. And you know, might as well be efficient, and I did meal prep for ourselves. So whatever I made for her, I made for ourselves so that when I come home, I don't have to think about it. I can just make that for our dinner tonight too. I think I'm spoiled by Joel's hand drip coffee because my brother-in-law got obsessed with hand drip coffee ever since living in Korea. And he couldn't find like, you know, the pour over kind. He couldn't find that anywhere near us in the suburbs, like anything reliable. So he just bought himself a whole system. And this whole tutorial yesterday, if you want to see it. In fact, maybe I'll show it right now. We interrupt this production to bring to you Joel's coffee making. This is hardcore, Joel.
So it's 50 grams of whole bean coffee. We'll make about 3 small cups for people.
Okay. You just bought this here in America?
This is all bought in the past week.
Oh.
Because
you couldn't find
I couldn't find any good coffee places around here.
You know, Korea's very serious about their coffee.
When I got there 11 years ago, they were not. People, you would see ajumas at Paris Spaghetti, and they would get 1 coffee for all 10 of them, and divide it up and then pour water into it. So that's the coffee culture 11 years ago. And now you can find cafes that do pour over coffees literally on every block. So this is where I've learned to enjoy my coffee. Not from America.
The average Korean drinks 352 cups of coffee a year.
Wow, and that's average, huh?
So this is a burr grinder, not a blade grinder. And so what it does is a blade grinder, it'll just grind it up. But it's uneven, and so a burr grinder, it grinds it differently, smoothly. And so everything is about the same.
That's cool. Did you teach all this to yourself?
And I could tell you a full story that'll take a few minutes about how I ended up doing pour over coffee, and that's
maybe for another vlog.
Maybe that's for another day.
Let's not give it all away.
Yes, but in short, I never really cared that much about coffee. It was always, I just wanted good coffee, not bad coffee.
Yeah.
Having pour over coffee, now I only want pour over coffee.
No, it's good. When he made it for me on the Costco trip, it was delicious.
Basically, it's clean.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's ready. You wet the filter to get all the paper taste out.
Ew,
interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then, oh, look at the baby. What's cuter? So you tear it, and you're gonna pour the water in.
Got it? Very good.
And then you wait. And this is the first pour of water. And what you want to do is let it bloom. So letting it oxidize.
What was that Korean drama about coffee? Coffee Prince?
You have to ask Sharon that question.
Taste your coffee. It's good even without the creamer. It's good?
I'm not a black coffee drinker, so it's a little bit foreign to me. It's still good.
Yeah. Good job.
Smooth.
I'm like, should I get an espresso? Should I try doing the pour like over coffee myself? It doesn't seem that hard, but it just seems like a lot. Like, I don't think I have to, but it might give me like that little bit of joy in the day, like, you know, 5 minutes of joy in my life. So who knows, maybe I'll try that. Maybe he'll convince me if I keep drinking all that coffee, because drinking that coffee makes me feel like I can drink it without like cream and sugar. I can just drink it black. It's really good. And it's just like, I don't know, it makes me happy, I guess. Okay, let me try this Keurig black. Oh, definitely not the same. Sent Lincoln off to school with Joe. He'll be back soon, and then he's gonna watch Taylor so that I can go out with my friend Meg. We're gonna go to Senna's place. I don't know for how long, trying to bring her some meals and snacks. I brought some healthy snacks too. Then I wanna come back and I gotta edit the vlog because we decided that Mondays, today's Monday, he'll try to give me some time to work so I can actually do some more work besides the vlog and editing, but actual work behind the scenes of Chef Julie Yoon, like answering emails, writing back to comments, thinking about new content, and like making some plans for like a possible future membership. I've been so out of the loop with work for so long that I don't even know what's priority anymore. I do know I have to make a new Skillshare class, and if I haven't said it enough, go to the link down below in the description box. I have 2 classes up that you just sign in, you put in your information, you get a free trial for 30 days, no strings attached, because you can just cancel it before your 30 days is up. And also, I can give away 3 one-year memberships for free because I'm a top teacher. So if you're interested in that, then let me know and maybe I'll start doing a giveaway on this vlog. Remember I bought this from Costco with my trip with Joel, the rice porridge with abalone, because my friend Esther gave me one as a sample that her mom gave to her, and it was so good. Surprisingly, you just microwave it and it has abalone in it. It comes with its own little spoon. If you ever wanted to take it into the office or take it to go, it's a good little lunch. I'm gonna eat it for breakfast. There's a little spoon, it's folded in half, but you can just like pull it apart, and it comes with like a little thing of sesame oil, which I think is amazing. So after you cook it, you drizzle in the sesame oil. It adds another umami flavor to it. See? You know, I made fun of myself last time where I was like, you want to see me microwave my pot pie, my frozen pot pie, and you actually are watching me microwave something right now. It's the sesame oil for me. Definitely don't skip on that part. And you do it at the end. There's like seaweed. You know, doing these vlogs, admittedly, have been giving me life. Because I am filming every day just to see like what content I can get and to have the habit of turning on the camera. But I didn't know if I would really enjoy it, but I have. And if you watched my last video, or if you watched my previous video where I have this little heart-to-heart confession about like, you know, I feel like it only takes one decision to kind of like change the trajectory of your life. And that's kind of what it is with vlogging. I'm really enjoying it. I love telling the stories, spending time with you, and having these kind of like connections with you through your comments. So make sure you please continue to let me know who you are, even if it's your real name, your Instagram handle, or whatever it is, and like a fun fact about you or something that you can relate with in these videos. And so yeah, it was only like day 3 or 4 by the time I went to church on Sunday, and people at church, it was like 2 different people told me, Julie, you're glowing today. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, you have like that mom glow. And I was like, what? Because in previous weeks I was still wearing makeup and all that. And don't tell me it was because of sleep, because I actually still wasn't sleeping through the night. Today's the first night that she slept through the night. But they're like, yeah, you're glowing. And it was 2 different people telling me that. And I was like, what? And I realized it must be the vlogging. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, It's because it's like it gave me something to do, like some motivation, some energy from within. And even though it seemed overwhelming and daunting, it wasn't. And I was more tired, and my house is still in shambles. Like I'm still not fully cleaning up. It still looks exactly the way it is. But this new thing in my life that I had put on pause for a long time is now reviving my soul and my mind a little bit. So thank you for helping me to get my groove back a little bit. I know I'm wasting time doing this, like eat my microwave porridge with you and chatting instead of cooking, but I have my ingredients out. But you know, I realized that this is all part of self-care. Like I need to enjoy my coffee. Hopefully I still have time. Joe said he'll give me a little bit of time when he comes back from dropping off Lincoln to cook, and because most of it's prepped, it shouldn't take too long anyhow. This is the broccoli that I prepped last night, and I'm only using about half to give to Senna, and then half will be for our meal, because who eats this much broccoli in one meal? Their family size is just like ours. We actually have very similar stories about like loss and waiting and disappointments. So they have an age gap with their kids, and same thing with us. And then we were pregnant at the same time, and that was just like a God's gift, like miracle, like. And so people have been both calling our babies rainbow babies. And Meg and Stannis families are the ones that we actually tend to go on vacations with, like family vacations. And I don't know how that tradition started, but it just did, and I'm really thankful for it. Just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I'll probably season it after, and what I like to do is I do a combination of like saute and steam. So these are already washed and everything, and I cut them down to size, like little florets, because you know, kids and stuff too. It's also gonna be like, you know, so that you can possibly eat it in a rice bowl, so I don't want the pieces to be so huge. I'm just gonna grab my universal lid. This pan, this OXO pan, does come with a lid too, but I just always have this one out. It just fits on everything. And then I just let it steam till it's like about crisp tender. Like I don't want it to be too mushy. You know, I really had fun yesterday cooking for our family. It was like pressure, but low pressure, because it was an important deal. It was cooking for 3 people's birthdays and the holidays, and it's been like, you know, a while. Like usually I host Thanksgiving, but I didn't this year. Plus I felt like I had to redeem myself because I said I messed up my Thanksgiving turkey for the first time ever in all my years. And I just felt like, you know, I really... Don't you love how my rice cooker always talks and sings to me? Yeah, no, it felt good to prep all of that, and to also cook with somebody, because I cooked with Joel the whole time and it was nice. And Kara also, our niece, helped too, so that was fun. Oh, by the way, these are the best containers from Costco. You know, the Glad disposable ones. I bought them for Thanksgiving so that people could take home stuff. Now I have them, and it's good for when you do like meal deliveries to people. Like little meal kits, meal drop-offs. It's good to have on hand. I'm so thankful Taylor's still sleeping and sleeping well. Like she needs her rest and I need my break. And Joe will be coming home soon, so it'll work out, hopefully, that he could just come home and just like straight take over while I continue to cook.
It's good.
Not bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tastes homemade.
Mm-hmm. Because that has the mushroom in there, right?
No, it seems like mushroom. It's not. It's abalone. It's like tender like a mushroom, like a cooked mushroom. So abalone is a really tough like cut of seafood. It's like in a shell. That'd be great for breakfast or lunch.
I feel like I'm like sick and eating this.
I know, right? Lincoln just got over the flu too. You know, he probably would eat this too, even though he don't know what no abalone is. But
I don't know what abalone is.
Okay, all packed up and ready to go. This is all of the food. This is all of the snacks, and I'm ready to head out soon. So did you fix your hair up?
I did. Oh my gosh. You know, like when you have little things sticking up?
I told Meg that I would be filming her. She's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go do my hair.
I had to straighten it.
So she's driving us to Senna's place, and then she has been wanting to give this recipe to me for a very long time, and she actually gave it to me. It's like a Japanese milk bread recipe for, like, you know, like pigs in a blanket, but these are like the best pigs in a blanket because you make your homemade dough.
Yeah.
The only thing is that she does it in a bread machine. I don't have one, so we're trying to see if I can convert this recipe into just using my KitchenAid stand mixer. So we'll see.
I bet you can. You are a chef.
We made it to Senna's place. She looks so good postpartum. I can't believe it. Like, you don't even look like you had a baby like 2 days ago or whatever it was.
A week, okay.
1 week. It's crazy. Yeah, so this is the chicken teriyaki rice bowls I just delivered. Yeah, so hope you enjoy it.
Yay. I'm excited. Thank you. Oh, getting rid of things.
Oh my gosh, look at that little chicken nugget. I got back home and just started editing the video from yesterday. Joe had to go pick up Lincoln, so I had Taylor, and she was having a hard time napping today, so I just wore her in my little wrap while I was editing, and that was kind of new. I was surprised that she was still while I was just sitting still, but she just kept waking up because she heard the sound of my voice talking in the videos. Lincoln, did you have a good day at school? Yeah. And are you hungry? Okay, I'm making dinner right now. Back to making the same meal I made for Senna and her family. I'm just steaming the broccoli and I have the chicken ready to go. I just gotta chop up some vegetables. Taylor's sleeping so well in the wrap, so I don't want to take her out, especially because she didn't sleep well for Joe all day, so I don't want her to be like overly tired for tonight. I hope she sleeps through the night again or like for an extended period of time, although I think it was a fluke. Joe's busy doing laundry. Oh yeah, and then when I got home, it was so cute because Senna sent me a text of a picture of Haley, her daughter, eating the food. She said the food was yum. So I'm so thankful for that. And I hope Lincoln likes it too. It's gonna be the same food. This is Lincoln's version. We'll see if he eats it. And here's the chicken teriyaki rice bowls. I assembled everything together. This is everything I gave Senna too. So I just have like the lettuce, the fresh veggies, the cooked broccoli, the rice, and the chicken teriyaki. So I told her that she doesn't have to use the sriracha lime mayo if she doesn't want to, but I like to put it over the veggies and add a little extra oomph, especially the raw veggies because they don't have any seasoning on them. I love making rice bowls or like bibimbap. Like I always said that I would want like a business like this where all I do is make rice bowls, like all different kinds of rice bowls. So I don't know, I'm stewing on a ton of ideas right now. It was really nice that I prepped this beforehand, so I was able to do all this in a jiffy when Lincoln and Joe got home while Taylor is strapped to me. So we cooked together, my little sous chef. We're gonna go eat dinner, but I just wanted Joe to take a taste because I know you all miss his little head bob.
Preview right here.
Do you like the spicy lime mayo? The sriracha lime mayo too? This with the veggies. So Joe says that my strong point is sauce.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I just enjoy making sauces, like different combinations. So rice bowls and sauces. Well, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.